I built the ideal duelist archetype, so gaining elo would become natural. But what does that even entail? It would entail spending hours, days, trying to create the perfect skill set for the duelist class. Then after that, taking that design and bringing it through the ranked ringer. As the days pass, we will not only refine said design, but we will also uncover more and more on what it means to be a duelist, and emerge with the ultimate build with the intent to dominate our ranked games so we can achieve role mastery. But before we can start adding skills, we need to find our body's disposition, so the skills that we do find actually complement the body well, since all the roles are different and whatnot. Which puts us on the journey to find our design. Because trying to add skills without knowing the design is like making a house of cards without a table. This is not gonna happen. So, the first thing I noticed is that being a duelist really does come with a lot of freedom.
Wanna leave?
No, I'll stay here, Jimmy.
Go.
And I can just say that because I just have the kit to make it happen. But it also comes with the most responsibility. The responsibility of taking the most risk, finding narrow timings in the enemy's formation, and exploiting them.
We're sitting off of A.
You want us to come over?
A picture worth 1,000 words.
Has a shoddy too.
Fuck, I guess they do have all of A.
This kill may have been mid, but the info I got was priceless. The core design should have a build that's conditioned to handle high amounts of stress, along with a strong internal clock that's in tune to the enemy's behavior, a knack for angle clearing ability, as well as a high enough game IQ to think about the optimal routing paths when taking space, all the while taking in new information without compromising your fragging ability. Is this it? Is this the design I was talking about at the start of the video? I have no idea. I'll admit it, I don't have all the answers. At the end of the day, I'm just a dude, but if you stick around, we won't just stop at the duelist class, but we'll go door to door to every role until we figure out the ultimate winning formula. Also, I can become the ultimate version of myself, so winning can finally become natural. So after establishing what kind of body the duelist class is, we now can get to the actual fun part and start adding skills to this John. The first one for today is called Predator Eye. And no, I did not get Predator Eye from Blue Lock, I came up with it fully on my own. But basically, we already established that duelists have a very important say in where your team pushes, since they are the players that either break down strong parts of the map or penetrate the weak ones. They need eyes to identify opportunities and risks on the macro level, like enemy formation, push formation, fake, stuff like that. But there's also using the Predator Eye on the micro level, which in my opinion is a lot more fun to use. But the most popular one I can think of is dueling and gunfights. Since dueling is a broad thing in itself, how duelists use their vision probably manifests in different ways. But for me in particular, it gets boiled down to two things: target selection and angles. Behold what I'm able to see with Predator Eye.
You ever feel like your crosshair placement is good, but you're just whiffing on targets when they appear?
You aim like an absolute bot when you really want to aim like 10.
Bruh. There are 8 core mechanics of Valorant that if you master them, you will climb.
At the end of the day, duels come down to stopping, aiming, and shooting. Predator Eye! If I imagine how the angle looks from his perspective, by the time I commit to the gunfight, I'll be killed. Don't get me wrong, having good aim is important, but sometimes being a harder target to hit than the ones you tap can be even more important. This was my face when I pulled this off. Because after that, it was just fried chicken from there.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
80.
You got all.
He's saving? There's an op there.
That shit, I don't even know what to say to that. Yeah, so that's Predator Eye. Or I guess you can call it foresight. Or maybe just game sense. Nah, my name's definitely cooler. But it's nice, right? To be valued by your team. We duelists don't have the same game-changing util like the other classes do. That means we have to fight with skills that won't be seen by the naked eye. Forget the scoreboard. All meant to give the more important roles a chance to shine. That means applying the concept of pressure to force the enemy to respond with resources. Resources that won't be there for when it really matters. Which leads me to the final bit of utilizing Predator Eye: angles. finding the perfect time to challenge the enemy when they're about to use their util. And to be honest, a lot of it's just general knowledge on how people behave towards certain angles. But it still can go a very long way.
Coming up again. One more. Reyna was A and
One enemy
Bo was
remaining.
Nice.
And yeah, that's Predator Eye. You know, as I'm making the script, I'm realizing that Predator Eye is like the sum total of all the skills you would ever use as a duelist. I came in here thinking that I needed like 3 to 5 skills, but it turns out this one is already doing a lot of heavy lifting here. But make no mistake, there's definitely one more skill that we need to add to this build, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna hate it, you're gonna hate it, and we're both gonna hate it. But it's fine, because we're gonna hate it together. But let's not get too discouraged, because this is quite literally the last thing we'll need to complete this build and achieve role mastery. Alright guys, I have a confession to make. I am not the most social person I know. Don't get me wrong, I love to yap, but what I don't like is confrontation. And when you share a team with 4 other people, there are going to be a lot of takes being thrown. So that being said, it takes a lot out of me just to disagree with someone, which really makes me realize communicating in itself is something that someone needs to practice. And I'm starting to believe that 90% of all problems that start in Diamond to Ascendant 3 Elo comes from miscommunication and tilting, of course. So yeah, the final thing we need to add to this build is... I actually have no idea. I wasn't sure what it could be, but I knew communication had to be a part of it. And I played a lot of games trying to figure this out. But luckily for me, luck favors the bold. After playing 5 games of no calming, I finally found a team that actually spoke to me. And it was then and only then was I given the hints that helped me figure out what the final piece of this build was.
Then we should just go see.
I'm down.
You could, yeah, days. Let me know when. Facing backside.
I'll dash forward.
Siege and close here.
Wait, I can't dash out without
Yeah, okay. Backside one. Flash her. 2 more. 1 flank.
So that's what it feels like to take advantage of a team like that. I'm all too familiar with being on that side. So what was the cause of this self-destruction? Sage had a sightline on me until I dashed off. I actually peeked at vulnerables being thrown. Then my updraft was masked with the flash. She probably had no idea what was going on. Neon, caught off guard with the position, became so focused on me she forgot to calm the close, which resulted in the 3K. I understand it now. In a sense, there was no chain of information for them to follow. But they didn't accidentally become unable to call out. We made them unable to call out, which in return broke their chain of information. Wait, the chain of information's a thing? Not only is it a thing, it's a thing that can be broken. If we follow that chain of logic, what's the opposite of a broken chain? A neat chain, right? Cleaner the chain, cleaner the responses? Maybe?
Fucking 120 finish.
Nah, isn't that bad for us? If they see our movements as isolated incidents, wait, rather than a united front, wouldn't that make us easier to stop? That's exactly what it means. Wait, what the hell am I being quiet for? I've been thinking about this too small-mindedly.
Oh, shit.
Why haven't I thought about challenging the resource of information? Predator? I gotcha!
Yo, I hit him for 120! Neon! Avenge me!
As you wish, because what you need to challenge it isn't a skill that you can see. It's aura! The pressure that a duelist emanates. It's a skill of understanding what kind of space is critical for the enemy and using their fear, their respect for you against them.
Nice job, bro.
Closing thoughts. Closing thoughts. Oh. Alright, so my goal is to figure out my own personal formula to make winning natural. Since that's the case, I'm planning on taking one variable from each video and put it into, well, the formula. Predator Eye is cool, it's a neat passive ability, but not really who I am as a player. but the concept of aura is really interesting to me. I always love being in positions where the enemy team knows that I'm alive but can't do a darn thing about it. So I think I'm officially gonna add that to the list. But who knows, I can always restart if I feel like it isn't serving me anymore. Because at the end of the day, it's just me trying to figure this all out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the idea of this being a potential series. If you guys also want to see this turn into a series, like the video, subscribe, share it with a friend, man. Doesn't take much to show a man love. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and I just realized, this is officially the last video of the year, so let's make this one count, guys. But yeah, I love you guys, and goodbye.